what stood out in Game 6 between the Rangers and the Astros. So I've got trucking, stock report, and Bubble Boy. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a dunce cap, which is what I think, instead of the Astros logo, they should put just a dunce thing on there for the people who are diehards. Boy, are they delusional. Completely out of their minds. Man, more on that in a minute. But we'll start with this. Things that stand out from Game 6. Framber Valdez sucks. That stands out. I'm happy he does. I'm happy he does, the starting pitcher for the Astros, as he went out there for the Cheats. And, boy, you hate to see it, unless you don't hate to see it, as he gave up. He was given an early lead and then gave it all back there. He gagged it away. Valdez charged with 5 hits, 3 runs, 6 strikeouts. Felt like he pitched worse than that. Ends up 0-3 at this point with an ERA of 9. Now, I never played Major League Baseball, but if you're 0-3 in the postseason with an ERA of 9, I don't think you're doing your job. But what do I know? All right, now, perseverance. That's the other thing for Texas. Perseverance paying off here. The cheaters, as we mentioned, they jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Bad guys had the lead. Yordan Alvarez with a ribby single in the first inning. Did Texas have a pity party? No, they did not have a pity party. No, they did not. Mitch Garver came right back in the top of the second inning. He had a dinger to tie the game, and Texas just kept on trucking. Something they didn't do in their own ballpark, but they have the road field advantage playing in Houston. Everyone wants to play in Houston. Boy, this is how little the Astros think of their fan base. Even they don't like playing there. I don't blame them. The animals that are in the crowd, I don't blame them at all. But Texas, you talk about the mix and the match here. The Ranger hitters, tenacious in this game, Evaldi keeping the ass 1,000, 2,000 holes, batters at arm's length. And in boxing, they call it the 1-2, the old 1-2 punch is what they call it in boxing. And all of this sets up what will be, we hope, a memorable Game 7. Certainly if the good guys win and they beat the bad guys, that'd be a wonderful thing. We'd all be happy about that. Now, page 2 here. How confident are you in the Rangers going into Game 7 in the den of inequity in Houston? So the Maller scale of confidence, 1 to 5, Maller scale of confidence. 1 means not confident at all. 5 means very, very, very confident. So Maller scale of confidence for Game 7 for the Texas baseball team. I am at a 3. I can't go higher than a 3. I want to be at a 4, but I'm at a 3. I don't want to go any higher than 3, so I'm at a 3 on the Maller scale of confidence. Ooh. Yeah. Now, they explain my logic behind the Maller scale of confidence at 3. The reason I can't go any higher than 3 is because Bruce Bochy is tossing out the rotting carcass of Max Scherzer, that he will be on the mound for the Texas baseball team against Christian Javier, a huge matchup edge for the Cheats, as Javier is 4-0 this postseason with 4 starts under his belt, an ERA of under 1.5, and he's only given up 3 earned runs in 23 innings of work for the Cheaters. While Mad Max has been very quietly working as the proprietor of the Heartbreak Hotel. And we gave these numbers the other day, and they certainly apply here. Mad Max, last 3 playoff starts, Dodgers, Mets, and Rangers, have been barf bag-esque. In those last 3 starts, his ERA is close to 10. He's 0-2. He's given up 14 earned runs in 13 innings of pitching. So you've got one guy who's given up 3 earned runs in 23 and a third innings this postseason. Then you got Scherzer, 14 earned runs over the last 13 innings. Now, the reason I'm not going lower than 3 is because I'm Benny Brightside. And Bruce Bochy is not going to sit there and watch Max Scherzer go out there and drop a deuce right on the mound. And the first sign of trouble, you pull his old fat ass off the mound. You take Scherzer out of there. And I believe in Bochy. But the other thing here is you've got to check the stock report. You've got to check the stock report. As Dick Stockton, that's the stock. Dick Stockton taught me. Stats tell you what has happened. They don't tell you what's going to happen. Right? And we know there's no such thing as momentum. It's not like I'm going to sit here and say, well, the Rangers have all the momentum. By that logic, the series should be over. Well, it should have been over first in favor of the Rangers because they won the first two. As I pointed out, you can read my book, the book Momentum for Idiots. There is no momentum in sports. It doesn't exist. Bullcrap. Dumb people use that to explain the outcome of sporting events. Anyway, listen, we're pulling for Texas. I'm on this Ranger bandwagon, this magic carpet ride, and we look forward to them eliminating, exterminating the cockroaches that are the Houston Ass. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 hoes. All right, now, last part of this Maller monologue, headline in the bleachers. Headline in the bleachers. We had a viral video over the weekend. I don't know if you saw it or not, maybe not. The Maller monologue we did towards the end of last week, questioning the integrity, the ethics, there are none, for the Astros. This thing went bananas in the Matrix. Now, I'm not a guy that spends a lot of time in the Matrix, but it did very well. And needless to say, the boys who work in the FSR social media wing here, very happy. They were smiling. They had a Cheshire cat smile from ear to ear at how many people wanted to see that Maller monologue. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Our rant about the little pipsqueak, Jose Altuve. Yeah. And the cheater, very popular. I think we did almost 500,000 views in a few days there. So I think that's pretty good. I think it was like 450 or something like that, somewhere around there. Anyway, the question here is, what have we learned? What have we learned about the Astros fan base based on what we have seen over the last 48, 72 hours? So I'll start first. There's a lot of cavemen. There's a lot of knuckle draggers in the Astros fan base. Neanderthals in the fan base. I've noticed that. It seems like a higher percentage. I've had these run-ins over the years with different fan bases. They just seem dumber in Houston. I don't know why that is. I'm not sure. Maybe it's something in the drinking water there. I haven't quite figured it out. But the vermin, these vermin seemingly are convinced that this is great. If you want to know how to twist them on, now we learned in 2020 with the whole the mask thing that didn't work and the vaccine stuff, we learned that you can brainwash people. It's pretty easy. People are easily manipulated. And the Astros fan base, boy, are they dumb. My God, are they. I'm amazed these people can even figure out how to get on a social media platform. They're that dumb. I mean, this is like the dumbest of the dumb. So these people are trying to explain to me that Jose Altuve, you shouldn't be mean to him because he's a nice guy. Wasn't Ted Bundy a nice guy? I read that he was a nice guy. So we should give him a pass?
Maybe.
I don't know. I never met Ted Bundy.
I don't know.
I saw he was very charming. I read books. Very charming. People liked him. Nice guy. My other takeaway is how what's the word I'm looking for here? How gullible the Astro fan base is. There were people convinced that on an entire roster that was cheating, 2017, that Altuve didn't. They're convinced. They sent me some story an Astro season ticket holder put together. Oh, it's so good. These people are morons. They live amongst us. They're stupid. Yeah, so I'm convinced. So here's the deal. Altuve, according to these idiots, is Bubble Boy. We'll call him Bubble Boy, right? He was in a bubble on a roster where everyone was cheating with whistles and buzzers and trash cans, and that little guy in the bubble, the Bubble Boy, Altuve, no, he didn't do that. Ha ha, you dummies. He won the MVP. He was the king of the cheats. He was the king of the cheats. And I believe in the philosophy. I learned this from protests over the years. No justice, no peace. And since baseball didn't have the balls to punish Altuve and Bregman in the franchise the proper way, then everything they do is sullied. Everything they do is sullied. Everything. It's all sullied. These meatheads, these absolute meatheads who are suffering from neurosis here. The most uneducated fan base in the big leagues. Congratulations. And our mantra, again, simple. No justice, no peace. There was no justice for Altuve or Bregman or any of these other scumbags that are around Major League Baseball that cheated. And they should have all been banned for life. The Astros should have been suspended from any postseason play for a decade minimum. None of that happened. None of that happened. And so fine. There is a skid mark on the resume of Rob Manfred. There is a stain, a stank on everyone associated with it, even the fan base there in Houston. All of it. All of it. They're all frauds.